Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today it's Saturday morning. I haven't done a video over the last couple of days. We've been checking cattle, we've been preparing the baler for the next round of silage, and as you can see over here we've got the teleporter and the tractor and trailer down over there, which we're going to empty this shed of muck, because this is what the area where we were carving the cattle in the winter. So this muck's got to come out of here. I just turned the teleporter on to warm it up this morning. But yeah, I hope everyone's well. I hope you're all having a good summer so far. I know the weather hasn't been great, but it's good now. It's good weather at the moment on the farm. So Norfolk show in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping to go to it, although we have got a load of silage to go and cut very soon. So funnily enough, it's actually on the same week as the Norfolk show. So I'm hoping, if it all goes well, that I'll be able to go to the show as well. Right, I have spilled quite a bit there, but trailer's full. I have got a machine coming to tidy up the yard, the concrete like that, when it muck does go on the ground like that. That'll hopefully be in the next couple of weeks. No, not right, Gil, not right. Tractor up to the field and we'll go and get rid of this load of muck whilst the weather is good, whilst it's not raining. I don't think it's going to rain for the next couple of weeks, which is good for silage, good to make some hay, haylage, silage. So it will be good. Yeah, really busy at the moment with the silage, haylage, mucking out, contracting. We're also doing machinery sales. We've got some stock coming in this upcoming week, new machinery, which is going well. New machinery is selling actually more than the second-hand machinery, because second-hand stuff's gone through the roof. So people would rather just go for the new stuff, to be honest. And I have to say, I do agree with them. See, there's the 6.9, the baler. It's all being serviced for the next outing. Yeah, here we are back in the pile. Pile has shrunk quite a bit actually since we've had that heat. The microbes in the muck begin to work and break the organic matter down, which is what we want for when we come to muck spread it in the next, well, probably be next year, February time. So but what we'll do is we can use this space again for the machinery to come in to store it during the summertime, and then also bales will start coming in when of course it's harvest. So although we're making a bit of a mess at the moment, it will be cleared up at some point. Alright, I've just come up to the baler. So this will go out in the next couple of days. We'll be down at the marshes mowing with the mower. I'll tell you a little story about mowers later on in this video. At the moment I was sorting out the net wrap. The only problem I've had this year is on this, behind this net wrap here, you've got this blade. And that's what cuts the net wrap. I don't know if you can see that through there. But once that's cut, there's like a little knife which sort of runs along all the way along there. It's like a very thin sheet of metal, and you want to keep that really sharp. Sometimes I'll run a bit of sandpaper on there to make sure that it cuts it properly and does a good job. But over winter it goes rusty, and then it won't. Sometimes your net wrap will jam up, and it's the same with any baler, I think. You know, if you don't sharpen the parts on it, then you have some issues. You see in this one, in partnership with Tama, when they were designing this baler, they did a deal with Tama, and there's the edge-to-edge net wrap. This is just some normal net wrap which I purchased a little bit cheaper, and I use it for the silage. But for outdoor straw, that Tama net wrap is some good stuff, but I haven't got any at the moment. We're just using the slightly cheaper stuff. I've got some in the store, and I'll put another one on here, so we'll have a couple on the go. You can also put one on the side as well, so you can carry three reels of net wrap with you. But yeah, really good baler. One thing I do like as well about this baler is the visibility from the cab is excellent. You can see the entire pickup from the tractor seat, which is really neat. A lot of people have been saying about the wheels as well. I do put the wheels down when I'm doing, you know, big jobs, reasonable sized jobs. Undo the pins, put them on the side, and then it helps the pickup. If you're on uneven ground, they're really, really good as well for protecting the pickup. You see the pickups down there, it's in good condition. And I keep an eye on it all the time. Any bent tines, try and straighten them or replace them. And if you come around to this side, got the chains which are all oiled up with the oil system on it. It's also got grease nipples all over the place. There's a collected area on the other side of the baler. Some people have been saying I've been going a bit slow with the baler this year, and yeah, I suppose I have, because if you mess it up with the baler, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep shit, because you know, if you order a part for this, it could take a week, it could take months, and it's so important, silage, for the cattle, that we get it right. So we've got a lot of cattle to feed, so we've got to make sure that it does the job properly, and I'd rather go slow and do the job than mess it up. Now I'll tell you a little story about mowers, because this is why a lot of people have been saying, why did you go for the Crone mower over, say, other makes? Class are quite a nice mower, John Deere makes some good mowers, Kuhn, for example, and there's lots of different reasons why we went for this one, but I really do get on with this mower well, because the previous year I used a Class, which was a belt-driven machine, and the only thing with belt-driven machines I do find is if your blades are a little bit blunt, it puts a bit more strain on the belts, I've noticed. Now, these are starting to wear down a little bit, these blades. I will put an edge on them about every 10 acres. Now, a lot of people say every 50 acres, but if you really want to get the edge, try and sharpen them every 10 acres. And they'll go into the workshop over the weekend. But this has got a overdrive PTO system, which is why I really like this machine, because there's a plate in there. And when the Crone, say it goes into really difficult conditions, when you're down at the marshes, you get some overgrown, over-yeared grass, the PTO will disconnect and then it will stop mowing, and then all you got to do, reverse back, and then away you go again. So it doesn't damage the PTO, it doesn't damage any of the gearbox on the machine. All it does is just disconnect the PTO, and it's basically a slip clutch, but it's a really clever design, the way it's been thought out, and it does work really well. And that is why I went for the Crone. You can also get it with pretty much any other make of mower. It just so happened that last year the Class I used was a belt-driven one. And also, when I was younger, when I was a student, I worked on a farm in Essex, and I used a Kuhn, which had a belt system on it as well, and that was with a John Deere 7810 I was driving at the time, and that completely shredded the belts. I was going really, I was probably doing about 10-12 k's. A lot of people say, speed up with the mower, and of course, on the smaller belt-driven mowers with large tractors, you will wreck them, and it's just, you will wreck those belts. And that's why I say, you want the overdrive PTO if you can get it, and keep those blades sharp. These will come off with a lever from the workshop, and I'll just sharpen them up before we go mowing again, which will be start of the week next week, Monday. But yeah, little things like that, just keeping everything sharp makes a huge difference. Then you've got the drums on the end, which really does help to stop the crop at the end. Also, the thickness and the design of the Crone is quite good. Really well designed, really well made bit of kit. I mean, a lot of people say the Crone forage harvesters aren't as good as, say, the Class ones, because the Class ones, I think, don't lose as much torque in the gearbox. They're a bit more efficient, but Crone does make some really good stuff. So yeah, really happy with that. We've obviously got the wrapper as well. But like I say about mowers, if you keep the blade sharp, they'll be fine. But it's just, I think with silage, it's all about the details. A little bit like with the bales. Put a duvet down, put an old mattress down. Some farmers put down anything like that, just to stop the bales from being damaged. 6 line's going well, so yeah, this is all ready nearly. Just going to take it to the other workshop just to blow it down a bit. But one thing which is really neat with this baler is it does clean itself. I know it sounds strange, but when the sides are down, it's almost like a skeleton. So you've always got airflow going through this side, and any debris, even in straw, does seem to go with the wind. It's been really, really cleverly thought out, and that was one of the advantages, I would say, of the Lady Welger over the McHale is this neat design. And also on the back door, there's a really other thing which I think is really clever, is this mechanism here. It locks the door. So say, for example, you do accidentally hit the hydraulic spool, the door won't just automatically come open. It will, you really have to hold that down for a good 10 or 12 seconds for the door to properly come open, because it's got that catch which just compresses the door, locks the door in, and allows the bale to reach its maximum tension. So I know a lot of people like McHale round balers. They are really, really good. McHale's good. Crone as well. The new, I believe it's the Comprima, is it? Which has come out. I did see one at Llama earlier on in the year. I think that's the only other thing, only other 2 balers I really, really like. McHale and Crone. And sort of, with the new shed and over winter, I'd love to look in the future at a machine for processing the bales, so we can feed them out to the cattle and bed them down. And I suppose really that's a Teagle Tomahawk, or there is a really cool McHale out now, which does look quite good for feeding and bedding down as well. So yeah, leave a comment in the comment section if you think we should invest later on in the year in a feeder bedder to process the bales which have come through the baler. As we do more bales, we do need to be able to process them more efficiently. I know a lot of you guys have spoken about clamp silage. I think the reason why we do the bales is because it is more efficient for us around the farm, because my biggest concern with clamp silage on this farm is, say for example you do mess up the clamp silage and you get some mouldy stuff, you've probably lost you know, a large percentage of your silage. And whereas if you lose a few bales to mould or any issues, it's generally not as bad. And it also allows us with the farm to make the silage ourselves more easily. We can choose when we make the silage, whereas with a clamp needs to be done in a very short period, you know, to get that seal, to get that air out of it. So I think we will do some clamp stuff in the future. At the moment we clamp the fodder beet, which will be later on in the year. We're also talking about growing maize at some point, so we might do a maize clamp, which will be working in better for fattening animals, I think, more than anything for a beef unit. But the baler is going really, really well. I'm really pleased with it. If you've got any questions about it, leave it in the comment section down below. If you run one of these, or if you run a similar brand, I know New Holland makes some pretty good balers these days, and John Deere, although a lot of people say the John Deere's, as good as they are, I'm a big John Deere fan, as good as the John Deere balers are, they just always seem to struggle in wet grass, wet grass, and they've never quite got the design right, although they're saying they're trying to improve it, they're trying to get it better. You know, it's a little bit like John Deere Gators. The reliability for John Deere isn't there, I don't think, with the Gators, hence why we really like the Polaris. And you know, it's the same thing with the baler. You know, the John Deere balers just aren't quite there. It's a real shame, because like I say, you know, I do like John Deere, I like what they represent. That being said, with the price of everything these days, I'm starting to look at other brands. We have got a demo of a Massey Ferguson coming at some point. That's a sort of more affordable brand which I want to look at. I think it's better value at the moment, Massey Ferguson as well. The other brand is New Holland tractors. A lot of people are saying are quite good value for money these days. So yeah, we'll look at some other brands. And yeah, the baler will be up and running all this summer. Really do like this baler, as long as you keep that blade sharp. Keep the blade sharp on the mower. Go steady in the thick crops where it's overgrown, and some of the stuff has been going down because it's been raining. It's been a bit of an interesting year this year. That being said, we have got a good crop of bales in already, so it's all going well. But I've got to shut this up. This will be off next week, baling down at the Broadstone at the marshes. You'll probably see us down there on the Hedgecutters bends where our marshes are, where we'll be cutting silage down there. And yeah, if you've got any comments, leave it in the comment section. With that, thanks for watching. I'm going to go and muck out with the John Deere, and yeah, keep liking, subscribing, all of that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. Click here to subscribe to the channel, and click here to watch another Olly's Farm video.